So I've just come down my old friend's farm, friend of mine from school, good bloke. He was the fellow who, his dad let me keep my first combines down here, but when I moved away, I left I left this combine here, I left it to him. I took what I needed or what I could get off it at the time, and give him a little bit of cash and everything, and said just keep the combine. When you take some scrap to scrap dealers, just keep the money for it, because I was moving away. I just didn't have the time to sort of really do anything with it, and he was okay with that. I was expecting that he would have got rid of it, but I'm glad that he didn't, because the little sprockets that I wanted to drive the Radl elevator, this has actually got them in it. So I've come down here to have a look to see if I can get them out, but I'll just show you a little bit about this combine. It's all my Gleaners that are Model A's. I have had a Model C, and I've had one other combine who I've got Ransoms, but apart from that, all my combines have been Model A Gleaners. They were sold right through the time that Alice Chalmers was making Alice Chalmers were making Gleaner combines in this country, actually building them here from 1958 to 1970. And they were sort of separated by three main sort of styles. You had the first one, which was the American style, that had the short straw walkers, like people call them straight back or flat backs, or short backs even, but that was an EA, which stood for English A. Then you had the A Super with the humpback, and that was they extended the straw walkers. And then you had this one with the square back like that. You had the square back on them like that. And so I've got a humpback. I've got a spares I've got a humpback. I've got an EA straight back that works as well. I've got a short one for spares as well. That's actually just up the road here. Just to mention, with this combine, it had a Perkins P6 305 engine on it, which was the biggest one that the Model A's had, which was a massive engine really for this size combine, 5 litre diesel. The later ones came with a 4-cylinder, which I think was a 270, so 270 cubic inch. Same as what they had on the Matador Standard, I think. And just show you a couple of some modifications that's not just the square back. They different arrangements with the way the combine was laid out. All Super A's had this drum speed variator. The early ones were just a fixed speed. You had to change the sprocket. But the early Model A's, the fuel tank was down on the side. It had bigger fuel tank. The fuel tank on the humpbacks and the early ones were up on the back there, and the drive mechanism as well. On the early Model A's, you had a chain that would drive this as well. It would drive all of these, one chain. But on this combine, they've actually the very first square backs were the same. But then there was just slight modifications they kept doing, and this was one of them. Obviously, just to try not to put too much strain on that elevator. There's the back of the combine. To be honest, there's some not bad parts in here, but I think your best bet is, people overlook like an old scrappy combine and they just think, oh, it's just a heap of junk. Well, which it is, but there's a lot of parts on here that over the years they've just, good parts, even unused parts, have just been chucked away because no one wanted them. The people are there, it's just finding them, I suppose, and I'm one of the people that needs the parts sometimes. And that's actually the shaft that I want. I want to get the sprockets off the inside of there, and that's driven from this side, and that's one of the differences with these ones. It was sold alongside the Super C, which was a square back C, and then later on the Super C was actually superseded by the Model 5000, and then obviously they went out of production. But I've got a couple of other bits down here as well. I've got an old drum that I'm going to try and put in this combine I'm rebuilding. So I will catch you on the next video when I'm putting this front elevator in, hopefully in a week or two, hopefully next week, because I've got all the parts now to put it together. So brilliant.